Righto, here I am. Nobles and nobles and... Ooh. Wowzers, bowsers. This place is pretty. Hi there.
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
That's an excellent accent as well. No, elven make.
So the closer you live to the surface, the higher class you are.
I guess so.
Unless you're actually on the surface.
Makes sense to me, man. You're looking very casual today. Hello.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
You look like somebody, but Helmy. Didn't I meet your somebody from your family? Dershir, who's like all about the equality. I don't know. Council writ.
I'll get on it.
On dwarven propriety. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Oh no, we read this. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Pursuant to Order 5-1A, no dwarf or of indeterminate caste may conduct business in the Commons. This was subsequently clarified by the Assembly to mean that the owning and operating of stalls or kiosks is limited to those of identified and approved house names with traceable ancestral lineage of at least 3 generations. Exceptions include individual purchases of goods and services from established stalls or kiosks. Blah, blah, blah. Provide the funds. Yada, yada, yada. Cash only. I'm sure you understand the need to maintain strict quality over the goods and services that flow through Orzammar. Concerted effort to encourage outside investment. Standards of Dusttown and that of the common brand are simply not sufficient. There we go. What's this? It is agreed that no rules of procedure were explicitly broken, but a 5-day filibuster is nonetheless worthy of censure. Division of House Gorismote property was deliberated for a full session, and forfeiture of the southern estate deemed a necessity. Since the birth of young Cade necessitates his elevation to noble status, and it is unthinkable for a noble's family to live in the slums, it is the responsibility of the father to accommodate the placement of his family. It is not possible to simply generate new space in the Diamond Court without compromising Dagon's structural integrity. Lord Dace's comment that if Lord Gorismote didn't want a new heir, he shouldn't have slummed for a concubine was indeed inappropriate, but the proper procedure for resolution through proving was followed. Both parties agreed to accept his retraction, and that matter is considered separate and closed. The decision of the Assembly regarding the placement of the Duncoat clan stands. Right, okay. I think I understand that, but it's a bit convoluted is all. But clearly, you know, this caste situation can get a bit complicated when it comes to marriage and children and so on and so forth.
News of the hour! 3 more clans endorse Lord Harrowmont as the true voice of the dwarf.
Sorry, can't talk. Crier's work is never done.
All you do is talk. Orzammar Garden, a noble. Yoink. Meh. It's pretty good. Aye.
It's times like this we really need a paragon.
Very nice. With Lady Dace. You were mentioned in that thing I just read. Well, your family was. Hi.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Interesting, there's a bunch of people here that I can't quite speak to yet. You know, the wall carving up there.
Got it.
House Educan, Shield of Orzammar. Lots of reading here, but, you know, we are learning about a whole new culture, so it has to be done. They remind me of the Dalish Elves a bit. The Assembly has never named a Paragon, with so little disagreement as there was for Paragon Educan. No naysayers, only a single abstention. His worthiness was unquestionable. His favour with the ancestors clear, but family rumour says that the man himself was deeply troubled, prone to fits of melancholy and self-doubt. Never satisfied with his great achievement in protecting Orzammar, he died cursing that he had not managed to save the outlying pigs. I really wish somebody would say that so I know how to bloody pronounce it. Before he rose to Paragon, he was of little note. The memories tell us that he never entered a single proving, never sought to elevate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the First Blight fighting skirmishes in the Deep Road, keeping them free from surface bandits, content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the Blight began, it crossed Orzammar in the midst of a vicious inter-house war. Apt to know. Most of the warrior caste was caught up in the feuding, for as word of attacks poured in, each great house demanded that the army be sent to defend their thig, whatever, I'm just going to pronounce it thig from now on, and no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of others. The assembly was so utterly tied up with the infighting that the Darkspawn spread unchecked to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Aedekin grudgingly took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse overrun passages, called upon the smith caste to supply them with arms, and bypassed the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordination, he was made Paragon. Yet he always considered it a defeat. Hi, Shill.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, most likely to pay respects to the rightful king, Prince Balin.
Let me stop you right there.
Nothing I say is provably false.
Bastard. Royal Palace. I guess that's kind of where I need to go, right? Stuart Bendelore. Addressing the assembly. Does seem like a good place to start. Orzammar Guard, nobles. It's quite a sparsely populated section.
Wonder why they decided to build a city around streams of lava. It's an accident waiting to happen.
I'd say dwarves are fairly resistant to lava, aren't they? Aren't they? Surely. I don't know, when it seems practical to me, it provides them with light, it provides them with heat. As long as they're careful, and low center of gravity, such as it is, prevent them from falling in. I'm sure they have like one accident every century. I'm sure it's absolutely fine. Oh, the Shaperate. Been looking for this place. Oh, holy hell, we're learning a lot today. My brain is starting to hurt. That's possibly the effect of the headphones.
Thief!
Whoa.
Who would dare take from the memories?
Who said that? Well, I'm not taking anything. What's up?
Are you with that warrior girl who's always here?
There's a warrior girl that's always here? Cool. I love warrior girls. Hi there.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
I don't know. Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
Alright, okay. Thief in the House of Learning. A Shaper reported a theft from the Shaperate. The thief has a bald head and garish tattoos suggesting he is a brand from the slums. You brand the castless? Oh, Jesus, place. Shaperlog cataloger. No, probably nothing to do there. And a book. And a woman called Orta.
Now's better than later.
Legion of Steel. Paragon Caradon vanished in the 11th year of the reign of King Valtor, and with the Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture was lost. Expeditions were sent into the deep roads to track him, but the Darkspawn drove them all back. Finally, in the second year of the reign of Queen Getha, 126 golems, the entire Legion of Steel, were sent to recover the Paragon. None returned. Jeez. A Shaper of Golems refused to support any further attempts to find Caradon, and the Paragon was officially declared dead. The Shaperate never recovered from the loss of an entire legion of golems, and never again allowed an all-golem regiment into the deep roads. Where are all the golems here, actually? We haven't come across a single one.
It speaks.
Yes.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Nah.
On then.
Let's talk to Orta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well.
Huh?
I'm just doing some research.
Wait, you don't work here and you're offering to help me? That seems overly polite. What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left.
Tig!
They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony.
Right.
My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Well, I mean, I could try to find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
Look, I'm a Grey Warden, so prepare to eat those words.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. Finding this proof would elevate your position in society. Don't blame you, though this society kinda sucks. Looks pretty, though. Hi, Shaper.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Well, no, you were, it's a troubling time for the Dwarven people, I'm sure. How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Oh. Really? That was bloody quick. Well, let's talk about Orzammar.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
Okay. What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
I see. That's what Branka was.
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
That really is quite something. I know where she is now. But what's your take on the story?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Oh, excuse me, I see. No, you're not boring me, I'm just a bit tired. So how did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Right. And the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Oh my god. Seems very easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Clearly have distaste for this, but I guess it is how it is. This system is so boned. I wonder if the people originally, the 7 brothers or whatever you call it, and his children became one caste, and the other's children became another caste, and so on and so forth. I wonder if they intended this to happen. This is so majorly broken in here. All that suffering of the casteless, and all the wealth and comfort of those above, none of it earned, all of it born. What a waste. Alright, tell me some of Orzammar's history. Some.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems.
Yeah.
For years they were our weapon against the Darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle. But Caridin's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Right. Golems like this?
Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery.
What? This golem? You better leave him alone, he's mine. Well, he's not mine, he's his. He's Shield's. Shield, don't pay attention to me. Where and what is Kalsharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kalsharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
I kind of don't blame them. Yes, I knew that about Kalsharok. I've been hit with a lot of names and a lot of pronouns in general over the past, couple hours. My head hurts. Alright, let's talk basic Orzammar again.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Back to my first questions.
Please, speak your mind.
I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request. Especially for one so new to our city.
Well, I do come on behalf of Brother Burkle, a cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
The Paragons and the ancestors, those are good systems. The caste is not. Change has got to come here. Even though I'm not a great believer in the chantry in general, I think a little bit of diversity could be extraordinarily good for Orzammar. So what harm could it do to let them preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Nah.
I will record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
What a tedious job that must be. Is like every word it says, like, I sneezed, I must record it. Shaper scribed.
Are you looking for records of the Grey Wardens? We have many.